I was terrified of the news until I figured out this secret. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook, and y'all read the title, man. Let's get straight into this video. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly content like this, but we also live stream and live trade every day. London session 3 on EST on YouTube on this very same channel. We also have a free signal, free Telegram. There's the first link in the description. This is how we did last month, October. We caught a total of 157,608 pips, 125,674 strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. Ended the month 32.5, giving us an 86% win rate. Now this is how we did last quarter. July, we went 34 wins, 3 losses. August, we took 45 wins, 7 losses. And in September, we took 27 wins, 4 losses, catching 105,389 pips July, 219,708 pips in August, and 16,634 pips in September, giving us a total of 341,731 pips caught, 323,385 strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. In the quarter, 106 wins, 14 losses, giving us an 88% win rate. Every trade posted has the date, the time the trade was posted, my personal entry, SL, TPs, how many people viewed or entered the trade, reactions, and of course those TPs getting hit. So make sure to go ahead and check that out. Now let's get straight into this video. So as you can see here, we're looking at NAS 100. We're not going to necessarily break down this trade. We're going to have another video breaking down this trade, but as you can see, this was a huge 1 to 10 risk reward setup. So that means whatever we risk, we made 10 times that amount. So I risked $100, I made 10,000. I made $1,000. If I risked $1,000, I made you can do the math. So now let's break down how we were able to catch this move. And like the title says, news. We took this trade before news and during the news and after the news. As you can see, it went in our favor. So I'm not going to just break down an example with just this chart. I'm going to show you multiple other charts. So you want to make sure to watch to the very end of this video because I'm really about to put you on game. It's called a playbook for a reason. So the first thing you got to understand is that news is not scary. News is not random. I get this question all the time during my London session lives. And if you've asked me this question before, don't take it personal because you don't know what you don't know. And I used to think the same thing, where people think news or the report of news is going to do a certain thing or affect price a certain way, where that's not the case at all. News is already planned out. The charts, what the charts are going to do has already been planned out. And let me explain. When we look at NAS 100, prior to, let's go on a naked chart so you can understand what I'm talking about. Prior to the news event that happened yesterday, we was clearly in a downtrend. So is it truly a shocker or surprise that price ended up continuing to push down when the news came on? No, it's not a shocker or surprise. So I say that to say this. And the easiest way to trade news is by to stick to the same trading strategy that you're using, right? So I'm going to tell you the one that I recommend. You want to follow the flow of price. If we're in a downtrend, look for sells. If we're in an uptrend, look for buys, because like me and you can both agree, we do not control the markets. So that means we need to focus on what we do control. We control when we enter a trade, we control when we exit a trade, and we control how much we risk per trade. So in order to understand how to trade the charts, you have to understand how the charts work. Because like we just said, like we just came to the conclusion, we don't control the markets. So you want to look for high quality, high probability setups. So when the news pops off, this is what usually happens when there's a news event. And by news events, I mean the red folder news events, right? The high impact news. So when there's a high impact news event, usually that's after we've had either low volume, and that's going to determine whether the trend is going to continue or we're going to see reversal come into play. Now, what do I mean by that? I can show you a perfect example. So now that we understand how price works as far as news-wise, now we got to understand how to trade news. So I always recommend, if it's at least 2 hours before the news event, your confirmations are met, feel free to take the trade as long as you're not over leveraging. But if it's about an hour to 30 minutes before the news pops off, I suggest to wait till after the news event to take a position. And there's a reason for that, because again, during that time, price can do things like this spike. And like I said, we don't 100% understand what price is going to do, but we can have a good assumption of what it's most likely going to do, right? So 80%, 90% of the time, this is what news does on these days. Like I said, the news is either going to help price break through that level it's struggling to break to keep the trend continuing, or it's going to reject that level and cause a reversal to come into play. Now, here's a perfect example of how price reacts. So we're either going to see price do that violent pump to the upside or downside and just tank and just go crazy, or we're going to see price spike up, spike down, fluctuate, and then take off one direction, or we're going to see price not do a damn thing at all. So on this day right here, we had a New Zealand news event at 1845, which was 6:45 EST. And we can see when news popped off, we saw exactly that happen. We saw price spike up, spike down. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and bar replay this so you can have a better look at understanding what price did. And we're going to slow this down because I really want you to see how price reacted. So we're going to wait for the 6:45. So look at that. So you literally saw how price spiked to the upside, shot down. We also see how price respected these lows. They went to this zone, they went to this zone. It's not a coincidence, which is why we also trade off these levels, right? So let me show you another example. We have GJ right here. We can see here how prior to the news event, price was struggling to break past this resistance level. But when this news event popped off here, if you want to fact check this, you go to February 13th, and you go to 2 a.m. EST, you can see we had GBP news that day. And you can see that, again, we was bullish. We had bullish momentum. We can clearly see that price pushing up. We can see that we was going for buys here. So is it a coincidence that we was in an uptrend with bullish momentum and price got pushed to the upside? No, that's not a coincidence. That is how price works. That is how news works, right? So keep that in mind. Now, again, does that happen every single time? No, which is why you want to wait for these confirmations, right? Again, nothing is 100%. I'm never going to tell you something 100% works, but this is what happens most of the time. And if you watch my Sunday chart analysis, free signal, free Telegram, first link in the description, you can see that on the Sunday chart analysis that I broke down a lot of charts. And from Sunday, me breaking things down Sunday night, 9 times out of 10, majority of those charts go exactly as projected Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday throughout the entire week. And also news events. That cannot happen unless I'm going with the flow of price and these rules work. And that doesn't work unless I'm going with the flow of price and the news. I'm going with the flow of price and these rules work, right? So again, it was an hour or 2 hours before the news event, your confirmations are met, 2 hours or more, feel free to enter the trade. For example, this NAS 100 trade, we entered this at 4:08 a.m. USD news was 4 hours after that. And not only did our stop loss not get hit, but during the news and after the news, price went exactly as projected. By the way, if you really want to see how news reacts in real time with these levels, I do go live with the members at least twice a week during the USD news events. We actually went live during this NAS trade news event. All lives are recorded. You have access to literally all of the lives, as well as the New York price watch list, which I drop every day for the members. It's basically a mini version of the Sunday chart analysis, by giving up daily updates on the trades as well as positions and projections I see on the charts. So if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram. If you're interested in learning directly from me, you're interested in my signal services, my mentorship programs, learning how to identify these levels, hit those links in the description. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Advanced Play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible sells going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York price watch list. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the advanced play signal room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn, but then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long. But you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are an hour long, and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.